What was FSC Chair Patrick McHenry's reason for failing to subpoena SEC Chair Gary Gensler over his refusal to comply with congressional oversight requests? Moreover, will XRP pivot to a stablecoin when the XRPL welcomes the anticipated AMM? Finally, Australian DNA scientist Horace Drew has made a strong contention regarding XRP, leaving us with one question in mind: what is XRP's main purpose in the crypto space? Stick with me till the end to find out more. If this sounds like something of much interest to you, be sure to check out this new video starting now. Hello everyone and welcome to our channel, where we talk about the latest updates on XRP and the cryptocurrency world in general. If this is your first time watching one of our videos, we happily send you a special welcome. We invite you to hit on the notification bell so you never miss another video. We are announcing that this channel has a giveaway of 200 XRP. To stand the chance of participating, all you have to do is simply subscribe to the channel, like this video and comment with the hashtag XRP, and the winner will be announced on the 30th of November. According to data from XRPL Explorer, Bithomp XRP Cafe has led every other XRPL NFT project with a landslide margin concerning its 30-day transaction volume, particularly in secondary sales. Bithomp statistics showed XRP Cafe recorded 52,909 in minted NFTs and 11,845 in unit sales. This figure in secondary sales represents a 79.75% increase from the number documented on October 15th. Collectively, XRP Cafe's sale volume translated to 336,900 XRP and a dollar value exceeding $196 million. Meanwhile, on XRP, the XRPL NFT project that ranked closest to XRP Cafe recorded 2,166 secondary sales and 19,396 minted NFTs. On XRP commanded an XRP sales volume of 301,048, valued at over $175 million. However, Sologenic, the third contender in NFT secondary sales, recorded a meager sales count of 98 with an XRP sales volume of 30,464. Given XRP Cafe's remarkable record against rival NFT marketplaces, the project team took to the X platform to commemorate the achievement. Nonetheless, while XRP Cafe led in the 30-day secondary sales volume, the project trailed behind when comparing the metric for primary sales. For context, primary sales refer to the initial selling of newly created NFTs directly by the creator, whereas secondary sales involve collectors reselling existing NFTs. Meanwhile, XRP Cafe, despite recording a significantly higher number for minted NFTs, failed to rank second in primary sales. Exciting news for all crypto enthusiasts! You have the chance to win up to 55 USDT and an iPhone 15 in the Bybit exclusive promotion. Here's how you can participate and maximize your rewards. First, sign up using my affiliate link and receive a welcome coupon of 20 USDT in the Rewards Center. Second, click Join Now in the event and deposit $100 or equivalent and get 15 withdrawable USDT and 3 tickets to win even more USDT. It is important you click Join Now before making the deposit. Third, make your first trade on Bybit and earn an extra 10 USDT trading bonus in the Rewards Center by trading a volume of $500 within the first 15 days. Trade $10,000 in derivatives and receive an additional 10 withdrawable USDT. Remember, this applies only to users who have successfully completed the first deposit task. Don't miss out on this golden opportunity to boost your crypto portfolio and win fantastic prizes. Use my affiliate link to get started. Affiliate link is in the video description. Hurry, the promotion is only valid from October 26th to December 30th. Seize the moment and dive into the world of crypto trading with Bybit. Pro-XRP lawyer John Deaton has chided U.S. Rep. Patrick McHenry, the chair of the Financial Service Committee, for not issuing a subpoena to SEC Chair Gary Gensler despite his refusal to comply with congressional oversight requests. I've been a supporter of Patrick McHenry, but he has yet to issue a subpoena to Gary Gensler, who refuses to comply with a single congressional oversight request, Deaton said. Deaton, who represents thousands of XRP holders in the SEC versus Ripple case, asserted that Congress should have issued multiple subpoenas to Gensler for obstructing congressional oversight. The top lawyer made the remark in reaction to a tweet from the New York Post columnist Brian Costello. In a tweet on Tuesday, Costello accused the FSC chair of allowing Gensler to provide a shield for China within the United States capital markets. Per Costello, the move not only supports China's economic growth but also fuels the country's military operations. He mentioned McHenry as the only person who has the capabilities to shed light on the Biden administration protecting China via the SEC. Will you act in the interest of the American people and the men and women who protect this country? Costello quizzed. Last month, House Republicans threatened to subpoena the SEC for information over its regulatory, environmental, social, and governance efforts. According to a letter from James Comer, chair of the House Oversight and Accountability Committee, Gensler was accused of obstructing congressional oversight. Comer noted that Congress could be forced to use compulsory processes, including subpoenas, if Gensler does not cooperate with the committee's oversight. Similarly, McHenry slammed Gensler for not complying with congressional oversight requests in September. For one, the SEC chair has yet to comply with FSC's request regarding his interaction with former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried. As I said, our patience is wearing thin. The SEC is not above the law, nor is it unique. Other financial regulators have routinely complied with congressional oversight, McHenry said. The FSC chair disclosed that he could issue a subpoena if Gensler refuses to acknowledge that the SEC is responsive to Congress's oversight rules. However, McHenry has still not issued any subpoena to Gensler despite the SEC chair's continued refusal to comply with congressional oversight requests. Furthermore, in a recent discussion within the XRP community, the spotlight shifted to the anticipated governance approval of the XLS-30D Amendment, set to usher in a native automated market maker for the XRP Ledger. Speaking on the anticipated AMM, the founder of the Digital Perspectives media channel questioned if the development could potentially steer XRP towards being more of a stablecoin. In his question, he asked if the introduction of the automated market maker could put XRP in the category Group 1B assets highlighted by the Bank of International Settlement, BIS. Notably, the BIS Group 1B assets refer to stablecoins which the BIS or other banks could leverage for payment facilitations. Responding to the inquiry, Panos Mekras first noted that the fundamental characteristics of XRP are immutable. According to Mekras, XRP will perpetually stand as the native coin of the XRPL, embodying decentralization and unrestricted trade. In response to concerns about the XRPL AMM introducing stability to XRP, Mekras argued that AMMs thrive on volatility, creating opportunities for liquidity providers to capitalize on increased trading activity. Mekras debunked the notion that the XRPL AMM might transform XRP into a stablecoin, asserting the technical implausibility and the absence of logical grounds for such a shift. He emphasized that the AMM serves as another platform for trading XRP and XRPL tokens. However, a member of the XRP community suggested that stability in value, rather than it being an actual stablecoin, could be beneficial. Drawing a parallel with assets like PAXG, which tracks the gold price, the idea is to establish a value for XRP that remains relatively stable when transferring value. Mekras promptly rejected this notion, reiterating that Ripple's ODL renders stability in seconds irrelevant. The crypto author maintained that achieving a stable value for XRP is unnecessary, especially given the rapid transaction times inherent in Ripple's ODL system. He dismissed the idea that XRP needs a stable value for effective value transfer, asserting that volatility within a few seconds is inconsequential. Another community figure referred to government documents describing XRP and XLM as stablecoins. Note that the World Bank called XRP and XLM stablecoins in a November 2021 report titled CBDCs for Cross-Border Payments. Mekras, undeterred, dismissed these assertions, emphasizing the lack of technical understanding within large organizations, institutions, and governments. He pointed out that many still incorrectly refer to XRP as Ripple and XRPL as the Ripple network. Now to the big question of the day: what is XRP's main purpose in the crypto space? Please, do not forget to subscribe to our channel and also hit that notification bell to be the first person to get more updates about the latest happenings as regards to XRP. In particular, Drew argued that people investing in XRP should not expect to become wealthy by merely holding the digital asset. According to the scientist, the purpose of XRP is not to make you rich. Furthermore, Drew noted that a person rising to affluence based on their XRP involvement is a useful side effect. However, he does not believe such is the sole purpose of XRP. Meanwhile, Horace Drew went on to assert that XRP serves a more significant purpose. He claimed XRP exists to counteract what he perceives as a great reset planned by the German engineer-economist Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum. According to Drew, the World Economic Forum allegedly plans to exert control and impose restrictions on individuals. In his words, XRP's purpose is to block a great reset planned by Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum, who wish to tyrannize and imprison us all. Moreover, the scientist suggested that a decentralized and anonymous world currency, such as XRP, could be a barrier against such intentions. While some crypto enthusiasts who reacted to Drew's claims agreed with his sentiment, others shared opposing views. An individual contended that the prospect of XRP making people wealthy would align the digital asset more closely with traditional fiat currencies. In parallel, another commenter disputed that XRP was a barrier to the alleged World Economic Forum planned tyrannical system. This ex-user stated that XRP stands as a centralized system that had aimed to challenge payment behemoth SWIFT. Meanwhile, another commenter pointed out that Ripple, the payment firm closely associated with XRP, is a partner of a corporation with the World Economic Forum. Emphatically, XRP is a digital asset with great appeal in the payment industry due to its attractive features, such as speed and cost-effectiveness. Payment industry leaders have asserted that XRP would disrupt the traditional finance system, especially regarding cross-border settlements. These assertions are in sync with Drew's sentiments. Make sure you like the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. This really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Also, you can help enlighten others just like you have been enlightened by sharing this video to as many people as possible. Let's get this news everywhere, guys. If you are a true cryptocurrency fan, don't miss any of our content. See you tomorrow to talk about the latest news that concerns us all as a community.